Hi, my name is Frank Kitchen. I'm a motivational speaker. The truth is, you don't have to be a motivational speaker to motivate or inspire people. You motivate and inspire people by how you live. The last 3 years, I've been asking my audiences to take the I Live Fresh challenge. They have to say the word fresh as long as they can. In 30 to 60 seconds, we create a positive experience that puts a smile on everyone's faces.
We're about to say the word fresh for a very long time. This group over here is very competitive. This group here is quiet. So on the count of 3, I'm going to have them say the word fresh just to prove how fun saying the word fresh is and see who can go the longest. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And most importantly, we're going to do what? We're going to live. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to do what? You have to live. Right, for the person going, shh, 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 that does not count. And we all learn how to live what?
I'm asking you to make a personal leadership decision to help me motivate and inspire people around the world by having a little bit of fun. Please record a video of you, your family, your friends, your coworkers, or your community saying the word fresh for as long as you can. Record the video somewhere fun, in public, at work, at school, at the beach, in the mountains, or maybe in a kitchen. Just make it fun. When you're done, please share it on social media to provide people around the world with a positive experience to brighten their day. Be sure to tag your post, #ILiveFresh, to show the world how you're living. And just like the people in my audiences, you may get a fresh prize for when you do it well.
All right, so let me be honest right now. That video there, it's a few years old. That was my life before COVID. So anybody knows how that works out. March 2020, the world changed, right? 2020 is supposed to be the best year ever. I was waiting for the best year ever for my business, and all of a sudden, middle of March hit. And quite simply, I lost all my work in 2 days. Now, it's nice when people think about your entrepreneur, you're a business person, you see videos like this, you get to travel around the world. I was getting paid to run my mouth. Anybody here been told they talk way too much? Anybody that? Yeah. Especially when I went here to Lakeland, so I was told I talk too much. Well, I'm physical proof right now that there's hope for all of you who talk too much, because I actually turned that into a career. But last year, as I said, we're going to talk about it today, was everything changed. I said quite simply within 2 days. Lost everything. And everything I'm going to share with you today is what I had to do to get back up on. This isn't to brag or do anything, but as of April of last year through this year, it's been my best year and a half ever in business. So even during a pandemic, discovered that, hey, you know what? We can do something positive. We can actually have a thriving business. But before we get there, I got to let you know a little bit more about me. So really quick, that is me. Now, if you want to laugh, you can go ahead and laugh. It's okay, because everybody does. Now, the reason I'm showing you this picture right now is to give you a better idea of who I am. Now, they told you my name is Frank Kitchen. My full name is Frank Cornelius Kitchen. Now, I got made fun of that name for a long time. When I had that name there, I said that was proof that my mom was evil. Anybody here think their parents are evil? I knew my mom was evil when she gave me that name. I couldn't spell that name. I got here to Lakeland. You have to fill out the paperwork to, get into the classes, sign up. My name won't even fit in the system. So they said, okay, don't worry about signing your name. You got your student ID number. I'm like, okay, I have my student ID number. And they go, you know what? When you sign for paperwork, come to classes, you got initial here, here, and here. Look at my initials. That is definitely proof that my mom is evil. Okay? Some of you are laughing right now. I know what you're thinking, like all you need is you. Yeah, exactly. I went to my mom. I go, Mom, why would you do this? And she goes, I wanted you to let you know who you are, where you come from, and who you can be. Who I can be, everybody's making fun of me. I wanted to play basketball. They called me living room, dining room, bathroom. They never called me kitchen. And then she goes, well, it could have been worse. I'm like, how could it be worse? Like your dad wanted to name you Frank Ulysses Kitchen. Okay, it's like that could be worse. Now my mom, she's one of those catalog moms. And when I say catalog moms, that's pre-internet. And that's those moms who want to buy you everything. Anybody got those parents who want to buy you everything? And like, back in the day for me, it's like they buy you your school clothes and like going to college. It's like, I want to buy you some, I'm like, I'm going to college. You don't need to buy my stuff. But when she'd buy my stuff, they had this little thing in there that says, you know what, would you like to personalize it for your child? Which meant that they're going to embroider your initials on everything. So my initials were on everything. Thank you for laughing right there. You got the smile. Yeah, it was just causing trouble. It meant that I was going to go through years and years of therapy. But I'm going to let you know right now, I got lucky, everybody. I was working here at Lakeland. Lakeland has transformed my life. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But after I left Lakeland, I met this young lady. She liked me, I liked her. She didn't want to kill me, I didn't want to kill her. I said, things are going so good, I'm going to just drop down on one knee and I will ask her to marry me. Now the thing is, I'm a professional speaker. I like the face right there. She's like, aw, thank you so much. I dropped down on one knee, and the thing was, I wanted to have positive results for what was going on. So I found out how to say yes in multiple languages. So I went down, I printed up yes in like 10 languages on a big poster board, and I got down, put yeses all on me in circles so she would know what to say. So I got down on that one knee, and I gave like the best speech ever, asked her to marry me, and she said nothing. She left me down here for like a long time, about 60 seconds. It wasn't that long of a time. And I looked at her, I was like, are you going to say yes? And she goes, no. I'm like, what? Yeah, see? I'm like, you're going to say no? She goes, no, I'm going to say yes eventually, but you got to keep saying nice stuff about me. So I kept saying nice stuff about her, and this is my wife right here, and she said yes. Now, we actually just celebrated our 11th wedding anniversary. We flew into Cleveland. Here, I live in Arizona now. We flew in on Saturday, so we actually did anniversary dinner downtown downtown Cleveland. So this is my wife. Got to tell you a little bit about her. She is a former special ed teacher. She is half Irish, half Mexican, which means I don't win conversations in my house in 2 languages. It also means she's always testing me. And being a teacher and testing, after we got married, life was good. She came out about 2 o'clock in the morning. And she came out 2 o'clock in the morning with a positive test. She goes, we're pregnant. See, all the ladies are like, aw. Gentlemen, watch this. All the ladies are about to turn on me. Everybody here's going, oh, you're pregnant. You saw what my mom did to me. And then I'm not going to make any excuses, but ladies, you can clap if you want to, but most men, our brains are not properly connected to our mouth, right? And I can make the excuse. See, there's some claps right now, so we got some honest people. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I can make up any excuse. I'm a man. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom was evil. But my wife goes, we were pregnant. I looked back at her and I went, uh-oh. Now, uh-oh wasn't the right answer to give, was it? But uh-oh is like, if we're having a child, we got to name it. It's like, I don't want to screw that child's life up based off the name that we picked. So my wife understood this, because here's how much she understood. She kept her maiden name. So she's not Kelly Kitchen, because I make her KK. So that just wouldn't work out. So she kept her name, right. So she knew what happened, so she goes, here's what we're going to do. She's like, let's put together a list of names, boys' names and girls' names, and we'll figure out, what we can go and do. So she's a teacher. So all of you know, you're college students, when you've been working on that paper, you're proud about it, and you bring it into the class, you talk to one of your instructors here, and like you give it to them, and like if they're in the classroom and like you happen to turn it, they got that desk drawer, with that red pen. So I walked in, I put the paper down, like, yeah, how you like that? Here's my list. My wife pulled out that drawer and pulled out the red pen, started crossing off all the names. I'm like, what's wrong? And this is where you get a clap in the back. She goes, these are the names of all the kids who caused trouble in my classroom. She's like, we're not going to name our kids after them. So I'm like, okay. So I had to go to after-school tutoring. And we had to figure things out. She's like, let's work together as a team. You put together a list, I'll put together a list. So we came back together. Her list had 2 names. My list had 2 names. So we know a lot of troublemakers. So we said, okay, let's figure out if it's going to be a boy. So we looked at it as going to be a boy. She had 1 name, I had 1. So she picked out the name Kevin, which is kind of cool because my mom wanted to call me Kevin. So she had Kevin, I had Kyle, because Kyle's the guy who was legit. And then we looked at each other and go, oh, that wouldn't work. Because we said we'd work together. And we said, if we name our child, if it's a boy, Kyle, Kevin, Kitchen. That was going to cause some issues. So we said, okay, it can't be Kyle, Kevin, Kitchen, so let's go ahead and move on to a girl's name. Let's have a girl. And we looked, we had the same name, and the name was Olivia, because we grew up liking the Cosbys. So the thing was, like, we had Olivia, but we said, okay, that's going to cause a complex. Because ladies, you want your parents to love you, right? Your fathers to love you. And if we have a girl, she's like, hey, Dad, what do you think about me? I'd be like, you're okay, because she'd be Olivia Kitchen. So we said, you know what, this is going to cause some issues. So we actually went down to get the sonogram. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. We go to do the sonogram, and the lady, the tech who's working, goes, do I know you? I was like, I don't think so. She's like, where are you from? I was like, Ohio. She goes, did you work at Lakeland? I'm like, yeah. She goes, you were my orientation director. I went there for the nursing program. So the person doing my wife's sonogram in Phoenix, Arizona went to Lakeland. And we found out we were having a boy, and this is our son right here. So this is Elijah. Aw, he's too young for you. Come on. So this is Elijah. So he's like one of our troublemakers at the house. The cool part is when COVID went down, we lost all the business, and we were working from home. He was quiet and shy. He's actually one of the most outgoing kids now because he started putting together my green screen and my cameras and putting things together. He's talking to people in Australia as a 7 and 8-year-old. But we didn't screw this kid's name up. He's happy. Life is good. But then a few years later, my wife comes back with another positive test. I did not say uh-oh this time. I wasn't going to sleep on the couch again. But I did think, uh-oh. I was like, we don't have a backup name, so it better be a girl, because if it's a boy, what are we going to do? Because we also like the name Avery, but it's like Avery, it's like, okay, AK, okay, that's going to cause some issues there. So we found out, boom, it is a girl. And this is our daughter, Olivia. She just turned 6. Now, Olivia is my future speaker. She's the one who would come on right now, and she'd be on the stage and tell you about everything. We went downtown last night for the whole gymnastics thing with Simone Biles, and she was all into it, was dancing, has the whole routines. She's in there dancing in the mirror in the hotel room this morning, trying to do the whole thing. She's also 6, and I don't know what happened this year, but every tooth in her head has fallen out. Like every day she walks out with a new tooth because she's trying to get money. She's a future business person too, because she realized the tooth fairy gives money. And in our house, the tooth fairy gives you the amount of money of every tooth that comes out your head, so she's up to 6 teeth now. So she realized, like, oh, and here's how it worked out. The tooth fairy came the one night, and we know who the tooth fairy is. I won't say it because it's on camera right now. But the tooth fairy only gave $5 in one night. He goes, oh, the tooth fairy can't count. I lost 6 teeth. So we're like, oh, so we had to make sure we got it because her brother's losing teeth too, and the tooth fairy got his right. So we had to make sure we had to slip in an extra $1 to one night. Now, the reason I'm showing my family to everybody is this. They're the motivation for what I do. Yes, I am a business owner. And for me, I work with organizations who want their people to break through mental barriers to live the dreams they hunger for. The big dream I hunger for is to take care of my family. But the other piece is the people who I work with, you, my big dream is to help you break through any mental barriers to turn that dream of yours into a physical reality. Because I got to ask, by show of hands, how many people have ever had a dream? Hands up. Because you know what? It's not midterm, so you should all be dreaming right now. After that point, I understand what happens, so we're not halfway through the semester. So yeah, so dreams. So these are some of the places where I work. I said, you know what? I want to be one of the top speakers in the world. I want to travel around working with people. As of this date, I left this college 16 years ago to start my professional speaking career. So I've been doing it as a speaker for 16 years. I've been doing it full time for the last 6.5, 7. I've probably spoken now to over 1 million people, which is kind of crazy because I was voted runner-up for most quiet and shy at my high school. But then I got here to Lakeland, got involved with the classes, and got a chance to find out who I truly was. So now what I do is I actually go around, there's me. I came back and worked at the college, I worked in student life. My job is to make sure people like you graduated, had fun, didn't burn the building down. That was my job. But these students, especially the one guy here in the glass, his name is Damon. Damon lives in Paynesville right now. Damon came to me one day, goes, Frank, you challenged us to live our dreams, what are you doing to live yours? So what I've been teaching to the students here for 9 years, they came back and called me out. And they go, hey, we know you love training, we know you love talking, you love speaking, why aren't you doing it? It wasn't what I was teaching people, they wanted to see me live it. So I stepped out to start that speaking dream. Now, as we get further into this program, I'll let you know, it didn't start off really good at all. I've probably been fired 4 or 5 times while I was trying to chase my business dream. And it took something more internal, which was I had to get hungry. So the question, like I said, for you right now is, what do you hunger for? And you can talk right now, but anybody, this is a business class, this is an entrepreneur class. What do you hunger for right now? What's your big dream? What's your big dream for a business after you get out of Lakeland? Anybody? You got to be honest, anyone? They're thinking about it, like, I don't know.
I want to run my own horse stables.
Okay, so, and what's your name?
Shannon.
Shannon. So Shannon wants to run her own horse stables. Good job. Anybody else? Yes? A digital entrepreneur? And what's your name? Shania. And what type of digital entrepreneur do you want to do? You're not sure yet, or just? Okay, so you're going to have your laptop open on a beach somewhere, right? Adult beverage in hand, and just like, okay, just made some money. All right, got it. I like that one. Anybody else? Yes?
I want to own a cafe.
Cafe? What type of cafe?
Just your average basic cafe where it's nice and quiet, not too crowded and everything.
Nice. What type? What are you going to specialize in food-wise?
Cheesecakes, macaroons.
Ooh.
Cookies.
Cheesecake, macaroons. Hands up. Anybody want to come enjoy? What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley. Anybody want to go to Ashley's place? This sounds good right now, right? What are we hungry for? Here's the case. I walk around, I travel around, and I work with people on their dreams, and people are like, well, Frank, why do you talk to business owners and students, people about their dreams? And I go, like, you should be talking about something more important, like goals and plans. And I go, if you were to go look up the definition, you go into Google right now, and you look up goal or plan, it says a goal is a dream with a plan. So for all of you in this class, it's always going to be, what's the dream first? because you got to have the dream before you can put the plan and put the goal in place. So for me, I always had the big dream about being a speaker, but I didn't think about the work that it took to go. I left Lakeland like, I have no boss anymore. I'm going to go start my own business. I'm in love. I'm moving to Arizona to be with my wife. I fell flat on my face because I didn't realize that you had to put some work to it. But the first piece is you got to be willing to share it. So really quick, if you don't have it out now, everybody pull your phone out. Just pull your phones out really quick. Now, I know we got the mask on, so we really can't do it that well, or we'll cheat really quick. I'll pause the camera so we don't have it on camera. But what I want you to do is you can actually keep the mask on because you can see it in your eyes. I want you to smile right now under your mask as if you are living the big dream right now that you have. You haven't shared it with the room yet, but you've got a big dream. It's a dream that keeps you awake at night. Because how many people here have ever had a dream that keeps you awake at night? Hands up. Okay. Anybody here have the dream that kept you awake in the middle of the night that you woke up because that dream was so good? Yeah. Have you had that dream where when you woke up in the middle of the night, you went back to sleep to get into the dream like it was Netflix, right? She's giggling because it's true. We've all had that one, right? So I want you to think about that dream. Okay, now that you've got that in your head, imagine if you were living that dream right now. How big would you be smiling? Because we could see it in our eyes, right? So get your phones on, turn on the camera, put it on selfie mode. This is something I challenge people I coach. And I want you to take a picture of yourself smiling with the mask on. Doesn't even matter. If you want to pull it down really quick and go peekaboo, you can. But take a picture really quick right now. Okay? Smiling. Okay. Now that we've got that picture, people are giggling. We're having a good time. This is where all the giggles and the smiles go away. I want you to jump onto your favorite form of social media. Oh, see? Ashley's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I want you to jump on your favorite form of social media and go, my big dream is to, and write what that dream is. So open a cafe, be a digital entrepreneur, open a stable. Put that on there. Put the picture with it, with you smiling. And you can put the last one, I will live this dream. And then I want you to share it with the world. Now, I got some people give me the side eye right now. I can see it. How many people said, I can't do that? Put your hands up. I'm not going to pick on you. I can't do it. Who says it's too scary? Who's worried about people judging you about your dream? Right? We're afraid to share it. So for me, I'll let you know, when I left Lakeland, most of the people here had no clue why I left the college. They're like, oh, Frank's leaving. They didn't know that I had met my wife, that I was moving there. They didn't know I was going to start a speaking career because I kept it internal because I was afraid of what people were going to think. Because here's the deal. The dream you talk about only becomes a fantasy. The dream you work to live becomes a reality. I was talking about it to certain people, but I wasn't working to live it. I was afraid to share it with people. Years later, I came back to the college, and people go, Frank, what are you doing? Like, oh, I got a speaking career. They go, oh, how come you never told me? I had a conference last week. I would have booked you to be the speaker to that conference. I often share this with people. If you're afraid to share your dream, you're afraid to live it. If you're going to be a business owner, run a business, or you're going to operate your own business as an entrepreneur, you got to be able to share it with everybody. If people don't know exactly what you do, what your dream is, or what the goal is, how can people help you out? At least 50% of the work that I get as an entrepreneur comes from relationships and people who know what I do. Now, you may not have to do this now, but when you get out there to start your own business, I'll share this with you. If the people around you in your network don't know what you do, you're losing work. You're losing business. I've got people who will call me up, like even this week, out of the hotel room. I'm traveling around Cleveland right now. I've gotten several emails that go, oh my God, Frank just worked for us. He should work for you. Because I told people, hey, when you see other opportunities for my work, please let me know. Miss Golden back there, she saw that I was coming up to Lakeland. She reached out, like, hey, Frank, would you mind speaking to our class? I've got it on my social media. Hey, check out my calendar. When I'm in town, please let me know. I'd love to be a resource for you. I'm not afraid to share my dream because I think about it. I want to take care of those kids you saw. Because look at this one here. The person most responsible for you living your dreams looks at you in the mirror every morning. We want to complain, we want to blame other people, but the thing is, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? Have you talked to your instructor and said, hey, you know what? Here's my big business or dream idea. Can you help me out? They'll show you how to put the business plan together and the ideas or connect you with the right people. When I was here and I was an orientation director, that's what I would tell the students. I'm like, hey, guess what? People always talk about team sport, but guess what? There is a me in team. And when you're in here in college, guess what? It's about you. You've got to put the full effort in. The person next to you, guess what? They're paying the same amount as you to go to class here. But guess what? You pay just as much for an A as you do for an F. So what's the effort you're going to put in? So I'll be honest, when I started my business, I was putting in F work. I was expecting the work to show up. I had an agent. Like when I left here, I had an agent. I was waiting for the agent to take care of all my work, all my business. So I'm like, I'm in Arizona. I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I don't have to get dressed up. I'm going to live the life. The agent's going to take care of it. And then guess what happened? 2007, 2008 hit, the economy tanked. I literally saw $15,000 disappear in 3 emails. Agent calls up and goes, hey, Frank, got work for you. Okay, Frank, I didn't hear back from you, went ahead and booked it. Hey, Frank, guess what? They just fired their whole department, cut their budget. Sorry, you lost money. Like, whoa. And next thing you start seeing work going and going away because I hadn't shared my dream, I hadn't talked. I wasn't making emails, I wasn't making phone calls, I wasn't marketing. I was telling everybody I was a speaker, but I really wasn't working it. So here's how I got into the speaking and actually started here at Lakeland. This thing is called the Group Study Exchange through Rotary. And I had shared the dream that I love to travel with my boss here at Lakeland. And I started to do a little bit of speaking, and he goes, hey, Frank, there's this opportunity right now. We're going to have somebody here from Lake County go to Australia for 6 weeks, all expenses paid, to talk about Ohio. How many people would sign up for that one? Because I've been talking for years, like, oh, I want to go to Australia, what want to go and do? So my boss, I went to the whole process, went to the interview, came back like, hey, Rich, I'm out. We had to figure out how to get out of school for 6 weeks because graduation's coming up. I'm on that committee. I've got the end of the school year coming up. I got my student groups. What am I going to do? So we figured it out, but yeah, I got to go to Australia. So I spent 42 days in Australia traveling around the country speaking. Then I came back here and I spoke for a year talking about what I experienced down there. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So when I got back, my students challenged me about speaking. I saw this. I'm like, you know what? Had the love of my life. I'm like, that's my dream now. I was like, I want to go speak and go help people. So I left this job and I moved over to Arizona. And while I was in Arizona talking about being a speaker, I was kind of working up and down. I was working part-time as a speaker. And because the economy had tanked, I told you about the agent, I started working some side jobs. I was doing talks and presentations at the Phoenix Zoo, but telling everybody I was a speaker, but I really wasn't speaking that much. Then I had to go back to stock shelves at Bed Bath & Beyond, even though I'd been a manager and a trainer and worked at a college in leadership. So I was kind of doing that. But then I started to get a couple of jobs, and I got this job for this education company. And I was selling software, and things were starting to go good. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to get back into the speaking because I've been kind of like just, I'll watch the camera here. I'll say it honestly. We're all adults. I was half-assing it. I really wasn't putting the full effort in. So I said, this is going to be the year I'm going to start my business to be full-time. But I wasn't putting the work in. And I told people, if you're a believer, it doesn't matter. I said, God's got a sense of humor. And that year I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own business full-time by my birthday. But if you look at the thing here, the date, June 18th, 2015. Now, I've been speaking professionally at this point for 8 years, but I hadn't done it full-time. I've been talking about it, but I hadn't put the work into it. I said it's going to happen at the perfect time, but I wasn't really putting the work in. I get called into this work meeting, June 15th, June 18th, and it's at Panera, and my last name's Kitchen. You know about Panera, they're like, hey, they're the fresh kitchen. So I go in, my boss is there waiting for me. I think I'm going in for a promotion. I'm about to go on a business trip, and then we go meet with the clients. And he looks at me, and he hands over this envelope, and he goes, Frank, this isn't working. So I get fired in a Panera. So the guy named Kitchen gets fired in the kitchen. You can laugh, it's funny now. Now, here's what makes it even worse. Look at the date. That's Father's Day weekend. They told me, hey, Frank, we like you so much. You didn't do anything bad with the job, but it's just not working, so we like you so much. Tomorrow's Friday. That's what was going to be your last day, but we'll let you hang around for another week because we like you so much. So do you want tomorrow to be your last day or next week? Well, I'm not planning to get fired, so obviously I'm going to stay for the week. Now, it's Father's Day, which is bad enough. My son is 2 years old, so I'm getting fired on Father's Day. My wife and son are trying to plan a Father's Day weekend for us. But my wife is also 6.5 months pregnant. So I'm fired on Father's Day with my wife pregnant. And to make it even worse, we're driving to her parents' house that weekend. So it's Father's Day, my wife is pregnant, and I got to go talk to my father-in-law. My wife is his youngest daughter. So, hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. I have no job. I'm fired. Your third grandchild's on the way. I want to be a speaker. Yeah, how do you think that one went, right? Yeah. But the thing was, I started talking about the dream more, started working with people, and I started shining up for these showcases. So in their town in New Mexico, there's a speaker showcase that week, and I'd signed up for it. So I knew, so the company fired me before I fired them, to be honest. They got rid of me because I was going to pull the trigger, but they pulled it first. So I signed up for this deal. Now, my father-in-law has never seen me speak in 8 years. So here's my dream, to be a speaker. And I even share it with my father-in-law. My father-in-law is a former executive for a company doing marketing. Should I have been talking to him, asking for some ideas? So my wife's like, take my dad with you. So he comes with me to watch me speak. And I started to realize what had been the problem. That whole week, I started to talk to my friends, started to talk to my father-in-law, talk to everybody. I told people, hey, I've been fired. My big dream now is, so it's weird, you wait until you get in a corner. Everybody wait until you get into a corner to go do something? I started to call friends up. Within the first week, guess what, everybody? I had friends here at Lakeland, friends here in Ohio, friends around the country go, oh, Frank, come in and speak. I put together a week's worth of speaking. I knew how to do this, I just hadn't been doing it. And what happened was I'd been thinking about it, I'd been talking about it, I hadn't been living it. And I say when you live fresh, you saw the video, is to commit your time, talent, team, and treasure to live the dreams you hunger for while helping others live theirs. I spent all my years helping other people, all my former students, employees, coworkers, but I really hadn't been trying to live mine. I wasn't really committing my time or my talent. I wasn't trying to make it happen. But once I started to live it, it got funny. Friends started to call up like, Frank, will you come speak for us here, speak for us there? The work started to come within like the first 2 weeks. I'd booked out like a month or two worth of speaking. I finally had committed to it. And when I say you got to live fresh, here's the deal. You got to be focused. For years, I wasn't focused. So if you're going to be a business owner, okay, as far as owning your own business, or you're going to run a business, the first thing you have to have is a focus. What do you want? How much of it do you want? Like, how many people here are hungry right now? We were talking about food earlier. Anybody hungry? Somebody tell me, what are we hungry for? Some waffles, okay. So let's talk about focus right now. Okay, so you're hungry for some waffles, okay? What type of waffles do you want? Just a regular, but that's not a regular waffle, that's Eggo. You want a Belgian waffle, right? Yeah, and you want it, because those things cool off fast, right? So you want a hot Belgian waffle, correct? Now what do you want with your hot Belgian waffle? Oh yeah, some strawberries on it. Yeah, we got it now. And so you got some strawberries and a hot Belgian waffle. Anybody else that's built this Belgian waffle, what else do we need? Syrup. All right. Now, do you want like just like the cheap syrup, or do you want like the good stuff? What do you want? The good stuff. So we're talking like out in Chard, like the maple syrup, right? Okay, so we got some Chard maple syrup. We got like, strawberries. You got a hot Belgian waffle. Anybody else? Whipped cream. I was waiting for somebody to say, we got some whipped cream. Anything else? Yes. Strawberry syrup too, so you got your choice because you're going to be running the cafe, right? Yes. Now, when you have the cafe and you have the waffles, what else will we have with the waffles? Chocolate chips. Okay, and anything else? Butter. Okay. So we got hot Belgian waffle with butter, strawberry syrup, Chardonnay syrup. Okay, that is focused, right? We have to be laser focused about what we want. When we're hungry for something, we tell you, people are like, oh, let's just go ahead and stop right here at the mall. I don't want to stop at the mall. I want Belgian waffle. They don't have Belgian waffle. So we have to get hungry and focused. So that's the focus. Now, the next thing is resourceful. All right, guess what? Oh, man, Ashley's place is closed today. Now where are we going to go, right? Resourceful is we start thinking about what we have versus what we don't. So where else can we go get Belgian waffles? Anybody? Yes? IHOP. So we're going to go to IHOP to get, she shook her head. She's like, no. She's like, that's one step above Denny's. We can't do that. So where do you want your Belgian waffles from? I don't know. I was trying to think about it. If not, we got to get the waffle maker for you, right? Yeah. All right. So now what happens, everybody? We're laughing, but we got to get resourceful. Resourceful is thinking about what we do have versus what we don't. We spend all the time complaining about what we don't have. If you're going to be a business owner or run your own business, guess what? You got to get resourceful. You got to think about what you have, not what you don't have. And one of the biggest resources you have, look around this room right now. Many of my best friends and business partners are former students who I used to work with here at the college or at other colleges. So start to think about the people who you know. Who can help you out? So if you want a Belgian waffle, you're going to come talk to the person who owns the restaurant, right? Awesome. Now from there, we got to get enthusiastic. Now we're not enthusiastic about the work because we're going to have her do the work, right? But what are you enthusiastic about? What's making you excited? What's making you smile right now about that waffle? Oh, yeah, you're about to eat it, right? Yeah, it's like, oh, we can taste it right now, can't we? When it comes to work, everybody, we're not excited about the work, because who's excited about writing a paper? But how many people right now are excited about walking across the stage when they have the tent out in the parking lot to graduate? How many people are getting close to graduation? Right. How many people are excited about having your mom or dad out there going, that's my baby, right? Yeah, see? That's what gets us excited. So when you're doing our businesses, we have to think about what excites us. For me, the excitement is, my son asking about what plane we're going to be on. The fact that my wife gets to stay home and do homeschooling with them now. Being able to see my kids walk for the first time because all I got to do is walk out my office. That's the excitement. Now, the emails, the phone calls, the late night traveling, that doesn't excite me. But it's never the work that excites us, everybody. It's the results of the work. So when I say enthusiastic, be enthusiastic about the results of the work. So with you, with the stable, what excites you?
Just being able to walk into my own barn every day, taking care of the horses,
Right.
growing my stable, growing the clientele.
Right. So she's excited because it's hers. It's her baby, right? It's your thing. You get to say, you get to pick out who you work with to truly care and take care of the horses, right? Okay, digital entrepreneur, what excites you? But what does financially free mean? Let's go a little deeper. Where do you want to travel? But where's everywhere? There's one space in your head right now. I know it. Dubai. So the excitement and enthusiasm is like, I'm going to be in Dubai, traveling around, seeing everything. I'm going to go in that place where Will Smith went and dive all the way down to see, we understand. It's like, I'm going to go skydiving, scuba diving, doing all the different pieces right now. Are you willing to do the work now? Because you see that. We have to think about what excites us, everybody. And after that, that helps keep us strong. It's going to keep us mentally strong, not physically strong. Where your mind goes, your body will follow. Running a business is not easy. You're going to have all these people like, oh, especially these multi-level marketing groups. Oh, it's easy. The money will just come in. No, it doesn't just come in. You got to work. I got people who hang out with me. It's like, well, you sent that many emails. You made that many phone calls. You stayed up that long. Like literally, I can tell you right now in the last 6 weeks, let's go through it. I've been in Arizona, San Diego, North Dakota, Utah, back to Arizona, here to Ohio, in California. Like literally, like last week, I did a speech virtually for a group in Wisconsin in my house on Wednesday. Thursday, jumped on a plane to go to Long Beach to do a fundraiser. Came back Friday, repacked. Oh, got back in time to take my son to his baseball practice. Came back, repacked, jumped on a plane at 6 o'clock in the morning, and when you have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old and try to get them up at 3:30 in the morning, get them to the airport to get here, and even here, been doing contracts, doing speaking, seeing friends and family. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But I'm excited because of what I get to do. So you got to stay mentally strong. And then the final one is, everybody, you got to be honest with yourself. Are you helping the process or hurting it? How many people says, hey, you know what? No way, I can't do it too hard. Honestly, I had to realize what I can do. This is your recipe right here. If you want to take a picture of the screen, go for it. If you can do these 5 things in your business, great things are going to happen. Be focused, be resourceful, enthusiastic, strong, and honest. And honest means be willing to ask other people for help. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Nobody does everything by themselves. So you have to be honest and say, hey, you know what? Do I know how to do this? Yes. Okay, go ahead. Do I know how to do this? No. Go ask the question. Because this process works even for a business or even fun stuff. For me, I started to follow the process. I wanted to be the speaker, but then guess what happened with this one? It sounds kind of crazy. During the process, I met some people. I was working for some organization. They go, Frank, we're going to be doing a fundraiser. Could you help us out while you're on stage? I am the 3rd African American to earn, it's called a Benefit Auctioneer Specialist designation, which means I'm the 3rd. I'm like, I talked to my friend TK, she's number 2. I go, how many of us are there doing this fundraising auction thing who are black? She goes, well, after you get it, you'll be number 3. I'm like, oh, the number 3 person in classes right now? She goes, number 3 in the world. So I go around making millions of dollars for nonprofits now, running my mouth. Started to find out I can do different things. Those crazy initials of mine, I'm a fundraiser, I coach people who want to be speakers, and I do keynote speeches. So my business has branched out. I've got multiple streams of income now, so when something bad happens, I can also take care of myself. And I even use it for fun stuff. Now, where are the basketball players in the room? Who knows? Yep, tell me, who's that? Reggie Miller. Now, if you're a little bit older, people always say, like, wait, you look like Reggie Miller. And I'll let people know he's about 6 inches taller than me and about $60 million richer than me. But for years, people would go, hey, Frank, he looks like your brother. He looks like you. My students used to bring me like little Reggie Miller figurines in jerseys saying, hey, it's you. Let's go down to the game. So I thought it would be kind of funny one year. We talk about being hungry for something. Because a lot of times we're hungry for like fun stuff. So I said one year, I'm like, you know what? I want to meet Reggie Miller. Because everybody's always making fun. I went to Vegas. The people pulled me up to the front of the line. Goes, give me your ID. Gave the ID. She's like, oh. My friend's with me. He's like, do you think he's Reggie Miller? She goes, yeah. He's like, we're going to get a suite. She goes, yeah. He's like, do we still get it? She's like, no. Because they thought I was him. So I made a comment. I was like, you know what? I want to meet him. And I threw it out there to the world. So I said, share it on social media earlier. what I did was I said, okay, everybody, my big dream this year is to meet Reggie Miller, because everybody says I look like him. So January goes by, nothing. March goes by, nothing. June goes by, nothing. November goes by, coming up, right? Nothing's happened at this point. Like, man, I was like, I better get my act together. I'm like, I already said this. I'm the speaker. I should be doing this. I'm in Columbus, Ohio speaking. And all of a sudden, my phone and email start blowing up. Frank, Reggie Miller's in Arizona. I'm like, okay. I was like, this is my chance to go meet him. Now, at the same point, I'm in Ohio still. How am I going to meet him in Arizona? They're like, yeah, people are telling me, like, they're giving me all the details. So many times we're afraid to share our dream. There are more people willing to help you live your dream than take it away. So people go, well, he's going to be hiking, Frank. He's going to be hiking up the mountain. He's going to be giving out tickets. I was like, I don't want the tickets. Because years before, he had done the same thing. And I got all my social media following to go harass him all day, going, you need to meet Frank. You need to meet Frank. So he popped up on Instagram, found me. He goes, oh, my God, Frank Kitchen. The guy who's had his following me, harassing me all day. Bring your Obama-looking self to downtown Phoenix. I got tickets for you. I'm like, yeah. So I went down, told everybody, I was like, guess what? Dream accomplished. And they go, Frank, the game ain't tonight. Because I was like, dream. I'm like, I'm going to the game tonight. We're going to go meet him. They go, no, the game's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm on a plane to go to Idaho to speak. So I didn't get a chance to see him. So this has been going on for years now. So finally, I reach out to him, like, hey, you're going to be here. Can I meet you? He's like, yeah, sure, let's meet up. Meet me on the hike. Uh-oh. Talk to my wife. She's like, well, that's great, Frank, but your son's got an assembly at 7 o'clock in the morning. You got to come to him. Like, okay, everybody, dream's off again. I got to be the dad. This is my big dream, be a good dad. Someone goes, hey, Frank, it got rained out. He pushed it back to noon. I asked my wife, hey, can I go? She's like, take your daughter with you. We got to go meet Reggie. If you want to see the whole video and him and I talking, you can go ahead and check it out on YouTube. But the case was, I wasn't afraid to share the dream. So whatever your big business dream is, everybody, don't be afraid to share it. Yes, there's going to be people out there who'd say it's stupid, it's crazy, because we always have those people. There's always going to be haters. And I said, you know what? Challenge the haters, inspire the believers. Okay? There's always going to be somebody who hates on your dream. When I started speaking, I had a guy call him up on the phone. He goes, why are you doing this? You should get a real job. Like, I'm just asking you if you look for speakers. He goes, speaking's never going to happen for you. Kids aren't going to remember what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, can I get off the phone now? No, let me tell you another thing. Are you crying yet? I'm like, no, I'm not crying yet. He's like, okay, then let me tell you. The guy was trying to make me cry on the phone, saying, you should quit, you shouldn't do this, no one's going to believe in you. So by the time I got him off the phone, here's what happened was, I found out his dream was to be a speaker, but he never pushed himself through. So to make himself feel better, he tried to put me down. So I talked to my speaker friends, like, hey, Frank, here's what you got to go do. I was like, okay, we'll be cool. Later that day, 2 contracts came through, and 3 people wrote and said, hey, you know what? We still remember your message. There's always going to be haters out there. There's always going to be people who go, you know what? You can't do that. You can't do this. I sit on the board for a nonprofit now. We help entrepreneurs get their businesses started. And there's proof right now that says it is less risky to start your own business now than to go work for somebody. And COVID proved that, didn't it? We have people who are doing their jobs great, doing everything fine, specializing in things, and they still lost their jobs. So I'm not saying it's bad to go work for somebody, but just realize, if you want to work for somebody and take leadership, I've done that before with companies, go do that. If you want to go run your own business, go do that, but both require a lot of work and a lot of dedication. And no matter what you're going to do, you have to be able to share what that dream is to get other people inspired and pull them together to help you out. Now, when I'm working with coaching speakers and business owners, take a picture here, here's the things I teach them, because my name is Kitchen, so I got to throw something food related to all of it. Whatever your business is, you got to spice it up. And when I say you got to spice it up, it keeps things from being bland, dull, or boring. Because we want things flavorful, right? Yeah, we want it flavorful. So here's what we got to do. This is what I had to do to turn my business around over the last year. Number 1 was spice, the S right there. You got to specialize. So you got to be a subject matter expert. So what is your expertise? So digital entrepreneur, right? But we're going to probably go a little bit deeper. So you said, okay, financial. So maybe you're like the world's best financial digital entrepreneur. So you're going to help people talk about their finances. We've got the stables here to take care of the horses. We've got the best comfort food diner, cafe in, I'm assuming it's in Newberry there, Lake and Geauga County. Right? So what do you specialize in? How many people here have ever gone to a buffet? Okay. And how much does a buffet usually cost? Not much, right? Okay. How many people have ever gone to a steakhouse? How much does a steakhouse cost? A lot. The same steak at the steakhouse, but if you go to Vegas, at the steakhouse is the same one on the buffet. Big difference, though, as far as the price, right? Why do we go to the steakhouse or the ice cream shop or the pizza spot? They specialize in it, so they should be really good at it, right? So whatever your business is, you got to start specializing. So specialize, you can't be everything. You don't want to be, not to knock Walmart or Target, they got everything, right? Which is easy, so the prices are low. But then you go find something that's more specialized, it brings it up. It's more in demand. So as a business, you want to be in demand, so specialize. After that, you got to prospect. Took me a while to learn this one. You got to prospect regularly. And when I say prospect, you got to find clients. You got to find people who want your product or service. And here's the big one. You're going to see all these sales books that are like, talk to 1,000 people. I'll tell you right now, I don't believe in that. You can't just talk to 1,000 people. You have to find the people who are looking for your product or service. I tell people, you can't sell a hamburger to a vegan. Right? That's what the sales books tell you, though. Talk to them. Like, even if one comes through, but that's 1 out of 1,000. I'm doing the math. I'm like, that means I got turned down 9,999 times. How about I go find the people who want the hamburger? My kids have been downtown in Cleveland here for the last 4 days, looking out their hotel room window. We're right next to the arena. Saturday night, going into Sunday, everybody's there for the Browns game. All you saw was Browns fans on the street and everybody catering towards the Browns fans. That's one particular group. So the football people, what do they want? They want, bar food and beer. That group went out. Monday night, completely different group. Harry Styles concert. Looked like, some type of 70s disco party going on. Halter tops, tight pants, and boas. There's feathers still all over the streets downtown right now. That's one type of group. And they're all going to the same spots. Next night, or it's tonight, Michael Bublé. That's a whole other group right there. Last night, Simone Biles and the gymnasts. That was one group. Tomorrow night, Cavs game. Tonight, Browns game. They're all different groups, but what happened was there's different groups who cater towards those areas. No one was trying to get all of them. They're just like, okay, here's the deal that we want. So you got to go ahead and prospect, but you got to prospect regularly and prospect for the people who want you. Now after that, you got to get to the I, which is innovate. You got to be willing to adapt and grow. There's a lot of people last year in business who goes, you know what? I'm going to wait for things to go the old way. Old way is never coming back, everybody. I got people who are in the speaking business who go, you know what? Even though everything was going virtual, I am not doing virtual. For me, I was dancing, woohoo! Because guess what? It lowered even the playing field. Half these speakers have said, when there's a tough time coming, you got to learn how to work through it. COVID came last year. They were like, I'm going to jump off a building. I quit. I'm like, you know what? More work for me. We learned how to go put together green screen, how to go do virtual. I talked to people like Sam in the back, people who do videos, like, how do I do this? And you know what? After March, after losing all our work, I did my first program first week of April. Started getting paid work in June. I started prospecting people going, hey, everybody, I just got certified to do virtual. I went through classes to get certified. I went and did podcasts and radio interviews talking about mindset. Here's how to blow through your mindset. And because I was willing to adapt, grow, and evolve, business started coming in. People I hadn't even talked to in 13 years were calling up, saying, Frank, can you work with us? Because no one else right now is saying that they can do virtual. All my marketing goes, Frank is a virtual speaker, not just a speaker. Frank does virtual fundraisers. People started to come in because I had specialized. Now from there, you got to create multiple streams of income. Whatever your business is, don't get tied into just one thing. And when I say tied into one thing, you might be asking, well, Frank, she's got a cafe. They showed these restaurants last year where they go, oh, you know what? As soon as COVID hit and people couldn't come into their restaurants, the one restaurant goes, go grab every takeout box that you can down at the one place. They knew all their clientele is a 5-star restaurant. And they go, okay, there's going to be a pickup at 5:30 and 7 o'clock. They go, they're doing more business now by pickup orders for people to take home because people are eating at home, but people are still coming to the restaurant. They created a new income stream. Whatever your business is, you're going to have the stables. Oh, guess what? We don't want anybody to fall off their horse, right? Oh, I've got a gift shop over here. We've got the helmets. We got the saddles, right? You've got your piece. You're going to be the digital entrepreneur. While you're in Dubai, guess what, everybody? I'm going to show you how to make some money. So you're going to be sitting in the top of your skyscraper. And you're going to be running a virtual class from the top of the skyscraper. Hey, I can show you how to be here also. So while you're making your money, you're teaching people how to make money too. So what we're going to do is multiple streams of income. Now from there, you got to engage your clients frequently. You can't just ask for their money and then disappear. So what are you doing to say thank you to them? What are you doing to give them more information? All my clients get pretty much a regular email, maybe about every 2 months, and I teach them what I've been learning. Hey, here's the best way to do virtual. Here's some of the health and safety protocols. Hey, here's how to find a real virtual speaker, not somebody who's just faking it. Making sure I'm keeping in contact. Hey, everybody, here's a thank you. Here's a very special free video class for you. Keep engaging with them. Put stuff out on social media. I love using LinkedIn. That's my spot to go hang out. Share valuable content with people. From there, utilize your network. Who do you know? I told you, I fell on my face because I didn't talk to my friends. All my friends, everybody within you, I tell people you should write a list of 100 people that you know. Now, it's going to be hard to think about 100 people, but think about 100 people who you know. And then you're going to contact them, not through just an email or email blast, either a text, a phone call, or some type of personal contact. Go, hey, here's my business. Here's what I'm running. When, not if, because if takes people go the wrong direction. When you hear of an opportunity to have people come to my diner, they want to board their horse, they want to make some money online, send them my way. And we didn't say everybody, people you hear who want that product or service. So it works out good there. And then the last one, promote. Don't be promoting yourself, because in this world it's all about me, me, me. Promote down there the results that you produce, the successes. So show off the people who you've helped out. So if you follow me, you'll see me always talking about the organization, the group. There'll probably be a post here today going, hey, I'm at Lakeland working with all these amazing business students, all these amazing entrepreneurial students. I'm excited to see where they go in the future. I didn't say anything about me. I just said I was working with you. But the perception is like, oh, if he's working and teaching at a business class, he must know about what? Business. Versus, hey, I'm teaching business today because I know everything about business and I'm giving them all my knowledge and information so they can go out and be just like me. Be honest, everybody. What do you think about that last one? Full of myself, right? And you're just going to click and change. But think about it. When you go out there in the world, how much marketing promotion do you see? It's like that all the time. When you're on social media, TikTok, Instagram, it's all what? Me, 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 me. And what do? We go find the next person. When we see somebody like kind of showing us or teaching us or helping us grow, we're more attracted because everybody here wants to feel special. So even as you're starting to contact people, never talk about you, always say you. So when you go watch, once again, my social media post, I'm like, hey, have you ever had a dream? What are you doing? I challenge you. I never put anything about me. That's the whole thing about business. Business isn't about you. Business is going to be about your customer and your clients. So what are you doing to make them better? What's the problem you are solving for them? You'll look at marketing a whole different way when you leave this room today, because think about the billboards, the commercials. They make everything into a problem. Are you hungry right now? You. Problem, you're hungry. Right now, boom, come down to Blaze Pizza. We'll take care of you in 5 minutes, right? Is your tire blown out? Is your car cold because lake effect snow's coming in? It's all there to create a problem. So you're always thinking about problems that you're going to be doing. So with that piece there, I've been talking for a long time. I want to be respectful for everybody. I can talk here forever and ever and ever because I am a speaker. But I wanted to answer some questions for all of you. I mean, what can I help you out? Because I love to share what I've succeeded in, but most importantly, I'll share people all my failures as far as a business owner. Because many times, if you're going to be a business owner, don't go ask people about their successes. Ask about where they tripped up or where they failed, because you can learn more about them from that, or you can improve faster by learning about people's failures than just their successes. The world shares their successes all the time, but many times they will never share their failures. So at that point, any questions? Floor is yours. Complete silence. Yes, sir. So Seth was asking, so if anybody knows here, the group is called the Campus Activities Board. And a lot of people will find out when they'll go look on stuff over there, I am one of the co-founders of the group. So how the Campus Activities Board got founded is, and they're the group that does all the entertainment on campus. So whether you have movies, comedians, rock climbing wall, stuff down in the student center. When I was here as a student, we had our Lakeland student government. And at the time it was called SUBORs, called the Student Union Board of Representatives. And I got elected to be on there. Now one of the committees under SUBOR was called a programming committee. And what we had to do is we wanted to go do an event, but we had to go to student government, bureaucracy, and say, hey, we want to bring in a rock climbing wall or electric bull, or we want to do like video games down the thing. And it took a while because the government people were thinking about government stuff, fix the buildings, make the classes. We're talking about doing fun. So there's some issues there. So I reached out to a couple other friends, and we're all in the committee, and we're going, okay, it's hard to do student government work and program work. They're two different things. Student government is long-term. Program board is short-term. We want to do a Halloween party next week. Okay, cool. Student government, okay, we need to build a new health and technology building. That's going to take a couple of years. So we realized that those two mindsets couldn't be together. So we actually talked to student government, talked to the school, and said, can we start our own group? Can you give us a budget? And we're going to provide co-curricular activities for students to give some campus life here. So the other two co-founders actually still live down the street. That's a husband and wife. I'm going to go meet them tomorrow night. Actually, we might have some pie tonight. Their names are Ken and Lisa. So that's how the program board got started. Was we were students. We saw a problem. That's what we do as business owners. We saw the problem and said, hey, what's the solution? So always look for a solution. Focus on solutions. Anybody can point out a problem, but leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs point out solutions. Any business that's out there right now is they saw a problem and they're like, okay, I've got a solution for it. Even the stuff that's the infomercials. It's like, oh, it's a chamois. Well, guess what? We want to be able to clean up our windows or whatever, so somebody figure out a rag to go and do. So the Campus Activities Board is really good. And the big one about that is I got involved with that group and other groups here on campus for a t-shirt and a trip. And that was like almost 30 years ago. And right now I tell people I still usually get t-shirts for places that I go and travel, give them to my kids, I get a trip and I get a check. So I'm almost still doing the same thing I did 30 years ago. I'm just doing it in a different mindset. So like even tonight when we have our induction ceremony, I'll talk about that because many of the things I learned here at Lakeland, even in the Campus Activities Board, are things that I still apply to my business and my life today. So great question. Yes, sir. Your name?
You said, Owen Bookman.
Owen, okay.
You said at the beginning of your speaking career you weren't getting a lot of work, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you sort of stay afloat during that dry spell?
Okay, so one was my wife. She was a teacher, so she was keeping the lights on, so she had her piece. And I'll be honest, everybody, I went out there and I was full of myself. And I'm like, okay, you know what? The work's just going to come in. And eventually I had to go to my wife and say, hey, guess what? You know what? The bills are behind. The bills are late. Right now, can you help out? And I had to take a loan out for my wife. So she helped pay off the bills because quite simply, it's crazy to have to go ask the bill collector for a job. They go, hey, Frank, you're behind on your bills. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I know behind. I was like, I'm trying to find a job right now. And they go, well, you should get one. I'm like, are you hiring? That was my comment to the bill collector. Like, are you hiring? So that was part of it. So my wife said, hey, you know what? You got to go do some work. So what I did was, I said, I started working at the Phoenix Zoo. And I was doing talks and presentations. I was driving the bus, talking to people. Hey, there's the gorilla. I mean, doing all the things there. And actually made me better as a speaker. And then there's a gentleman. He was like 16. His family's from Cleveland. They saw my bio, and they go, oh, you're from Cleveland too. Would you work with our son? He had Down syndrome, but he wanted to be a speaker. So I started coaching him and working as his respite rehabilitation coordinator. And then on top of that, and I said I went to go work at Bed Bath & Beyond. I used to be a resale trainer and open stores as a manager. So I went to go work there. So I was working 3 jobs. And every now and then I was getting a speech in. But the big change came was when I didn't get the speeches, and I told people, for me, I'm a believer, I was like, God had to humble me. And when I first got into speaking, the work was coming easy because the agent got it, times were good. People had signs up at the airport going, hey, Mr. Kitchen. And I was getting presidential suites. I'm like, that was cool. So what happened was you'll hear about performers, entertainers. I thought that's how it's going to be. I'm just going to sit back and wait for the work. So then when I had to start working, and I'm at the zoo, working at the petting zoo, and I'm sweeping up poop after the goats, and people are walking by going, that's why you get a college degree. And I'm like, I have a college degree? Then I had to really start to realize, like, okay, what am I doing? I was like, I'm not putting in the full effort that I need to. And that was started to be my wake-up call. And then from there, I ended up working for a company doing customer service for, and this is where it got crazy. I started working for a couple companies, and I kept telling them, here's what you should do to be successful. And they weren't listening to it. So I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Cars for a while, doing sales. That one didn't work, and essentially, I'll be honest, I got fired or we parted ways because I wanted to go to my sister's graduation from the military. They told me no. They pushed me into a corner. I go, well, hey, I made more money last week speaking. I make here in a month. That caused a whole bunch of drama, and that workplace ended. So I went from there to a company where we were doing food tours. A guy named Kitchen helping run food tours around the country. I was doing their customer service. They ran out of financing, so they closed down overnight. Boom, lost another one there. Went to go work at an auction house, working in sales and running their school. That person wanted me to do some illegal things. I said no. She's serving time in prison right now, and I'm speaking in front of you. So we'll leave that one at that one. And then the last one was working for the education company, where once again, they went in their own direction. And what I realized was, especially for the people who are entrepreneurs here, there's some of us who are designed to work for people, and some of us who are designed to work with people. So for me, God has called for me to work with people. So, but what happened was all those jobs, years later, is kind of funny. I'm out of college, and I've got a table. I'd spoken for this marketing group. And I got an invitation. It says RSVP. So RSVP, I'm like, oh, cool, it's going to be a party. And I go down to Arizona State University. I go up to this deal for the marketing department. And they go, oh, Mr. Kitchen, we have your table ready for you. My table? It was like a job fair, career fair. I thought it was like, I'm going there for food and drinks. They have a table set up for me. Has my name placard. Students are like checking my website out and all this piece there. So I go to the table. I'm like, okay, this is not what I expected. And the table behind me is Enterprise Rent-A-Car, the person who recruited me to come work in their management program. So I'm at this table. I've got no promo, no jobs, no offers, no internships, nothing. And by the end of the night, I've got like 20 college students around my table at all times. Every vendor comes like, why are all these students around your table? You've got no pins, no markers, no freebies, no stickers. What's going on here? And I go, oh, I'm teaching them how to go do job interviews with all of you. And that became the case where I started to train people and like, oh, I can go do the coaching. And the funny part was the enterprise person comes like, you're Frank, right? It's like, oh, I hired you, didn't you? I was like, yeah. It's like, what are you doing now? I was like, oh, I'm running my own business. So it's just funny where it does start to come around. I knew what to do, I just wasn't doing it. And that became the big piece. And it took, for me, and this is what I'm sharing with all of you, don't wait for one of these moments. I had to wait to get fired to do all the stuff I should have been doing years before. But great question, thank you so much. I saw another hand was about to go up in the back. No problem, and look at her shirt, guys, it says cab on it, but see, cool t-shirt, right? But even with that one, that's the big piece, like she's over here in Campus Activities Board, so thank you for the work that you do. But when you get involved in student organizations and groups, it's amazing. It's almost like running your own little business. So like for right now, I mentor entrepreneurs in Phoenix. And I tell people it's just like college. You have the idea, we show you the paperwork, we show you how to get the funding, and then you go and implement. So you actually have support groups here at Lakeland. It's almost like an internship program with CAB and student government. And are you guys still getting part of your tuition paid? Yes. So you get to experiment with other people's money to see if the plan works out, and they're going to pay you to do it. How many people do you need on your group right now since we've had COVID? You're probably a little short on members, right? Anybody interested in applying your business or entrepreneurial skills here at the college where you can actually experiment with it and get paid to do it? Hands up, anybody? Okay, see this young lady here in the back? You need to go talk to her. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's what I did here. Like, that's how I got my way through school. Was I joined all the clubs and organizations, and I got different, grants. And people, when I went to go into the workforce, they go, "Have you ever done this? Have you ever done this?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Where'd you learn it?" It's like, "I learned it at Lakeland." Like, "What?" Because in that group there, how to budget, because we get given money. So I knew how to budget and negotiate. Dealing with people, we had negotiations and dealing with difficult times. Finding space on campus, going out and meeting different performers. All that I apply now to the world. I hated it. Frank, you got to go talk to the different classes. I don't want to talk to anybody. We got to go talk to the classes to try to recruit people to come to the club. So definitely make sure you talk to this young lady in the back. Anybody else? These are all great questions. This just came up. So I moved here from Philadelphia, and my family's like, well, hey, I wanted to go to a real school, okay? And things just didn't work out. My mom worked at a college in Pennsylvania, and she had to move because my stepdad started working for Progressive. So we knew for 2 or 3 years that I was going to be paid to, school would be paid for because she worked there. Like, well, we're going to Ohio, so you can stay here and figure it out on your own or come to Ohio. So I came here, started working at Great Lakes Mall, at a toy store in the mall. And they go, Lakeland is down the hill, down the street, you should go there. I'm like, okay, but it's a community college, and smart kids don't go to community college. We've heard that one, right? This place used to be called Harvard on the Hill. That was the joke about this school. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I've gone to 3 colleges now, and Lakeland's probably the best experience that I had. I came up here, and ultimately I came up and like, you know what? I think I want to go into education. So thought I was going to be a teacher. And I started taking some of the education courses here, and I realized after talking to the instructors was, you know what? That's just not my deal. Went to career services, and they put me through a thing and says, oh, you should be a spokesperson, you should be a researcher, or you should probably be something where you're in management or run your own business. I took look what I'm doing now. So that started changing my deal. So I'm like, okay, got involved with student government and the program boards. And I go, you know what, I'm going to shift over to either something like with leadership or management. So I got my Associate of Arts here, but I focused mostly on management and leadership. I went down to the University of Akron, went into the business program there. Only went for a year because it's just too far away. Transferred back up here to a school called David and Myers, which is a business school. And my degree is in business administration and marketing. But it all started because, once again, back to the clubs and organizations, I got a chance to experiment. So I thought I was going to be either a teacher or a museum curator. But even when I was here at the college, I was the assistant director of student activities, and I ran orientation, diversity programs, and all the art galleries on the campus. So at the same point, spokesperson for the college, doing research to do the programs, and I was still doing education. So it's kind of cool if you go down to career services or talk to your instructors here in the back. There's little programs that actually do personality tests that let you give an idea of where you want to go. So that's how I got started. So it wasn't what I wanted to do, but I was able to actually find myself here at the school. And even though I went off to other schools, there's something about having the small class sizes here, being able to talk to your instructors versus talking to a grad intern or assistant, having people who actually know you to reach out. So like Connie Golden back here, we worked here together, and she goes, hey, Frank, I see you're on campus. Would you be willing to come and talk to the class? I'm like, sure, because Lakeland helped make me who I was. So anytime I go to places, people are like, oh, you got to go to a 4-year school, go here. I'm like, my best experience is at a community college. And I'm like, I'm proud to say I'm a community college graduate. I don't really talk about my other 2 schools I went to, even though that's where I got my 4-year degrees. I talk about the school that I went to and got my 2-year degree, because that had the biggest impact. The best part about being here is, once again, small class sizes, and you have all these people here who not only work here as a professor instructor, many of them work outside the building doing what they're teaching. So you're actually getting real world experience, where sometimes you go to schools and the people are teaching theory because they haven't done it for years, or they become, you know, what's the term where you don't have to worry about being fired anymore? You become tenured. So tenured, they're like, oh, we'll just show up, and not everybody, but when you're tenured, it's just a case, I don't know if the drive or the hunger is there anymore, because now they've hit that level, where when you have a lot of the part-time instructors here, where, guess what, they know what it's like to keep the lights on. They're teaching here because they want to work with you, but they also are working their jobs outside the campus. So that's what Lakeland did for me. How much time do we have, ladies? Yep, so what we're going to do, everybody, is this. Once again, I am Lakeland through and through. This is my contact information. So at any point, feel free to reach out to me. A lot of you will probably at some point read the book. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And he had a comment in that book, and the best comment was this: it's easier to do or chase after the impossible than the possible. And people are like, what does that mean? He offered these students at Princeton, he goes, hey, if you can find the most famous person in the world, start a conversation, and prove it, I will pay for your school. He offered this, so it would have all their school paid for. I think only 2 students did it. I will go out and put this screen up in front of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, and usually only 1 person or 2 people will actually reach out to me to ask questions. And people are like, whoa, he talked to them, he did a FaceTime, whatever. Why would you do that? I said, success isn't about who's the best or the most skilled. This is the person who's got the will to go out and do it. This is my contact information. At any point when you need help with something, reach out, say, hey, Frank, I met you at Lakeland. Would you be willing to answer some questions for me? If I'm in town, we'll sit down for a coffee. I travel around the country and I have people like, they see I'm in town, and we meet up. And people are like, how'd you meet up with him? It's like, I asked. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. So before I go, I'm going to ask a question. I would just love to take a picture with everybody, because this is my first time back on campus in about 6 years. So 1, 2, 3, and cheese.